Hey y'all, so the video is finally coming. I kind of waited a long time for this, but the hot stove is probably gonna start heating up very soon. It's been very quiet. I'm assuming that it's gonna heat up once all the qualifying offers are declined or accepted, blah blah blah. Nobody wants to sign some big shortstop, and then suddenly the shortstop that they put a qualifying offer on accepts, and now you have two big shortstops that you're paying a lot of money. So it's gonna heat up soon, I think. So I had to rush and make this video. Last year, that video didn't go too bad, actually. We said that we had to get rid of Springer and sign Michael Brantley, and we did that. We did that. So, James Click, if you're watching, hi, hi. But anyways, let's get into it. First of all, props to the Atlanta Braves for being the hottest team in October, and yeah, the World Series is theirs. They're your World Series champs. They were the hottest team in the playoffs, and they beat the Astros. They shut down the best offense in baseball. So props to them for all of that. Let's get into the offseason now. First of all, let me remind y'all, James Click, his job is not to just compete today, not to just compete tomorrow, this year, the year after that. It's to compete for every single year as long as he's general manager. So he's not going to sign something that purposely handicaps the Astros in the next 7 to 10 years. This dynasty, if you're going to continue it going, even though I don't consider it a dynasty yet, we only won one ring. So if we're going to continue this dynasty, we have to let Correa go, though. If we're ever going to make a dynasty, we have to let Correa go. James Click knows that. He literally worked for the Tampa Bay Rays for most of his career. He knows what it's like to not spend money, and that's what he's gonna do this offseason. Not spend money when you don't need to. We do have a lot of money off the books this year with Greinke, Verlander, Correa all being free agents, so we got money to spend, and let's spend it. First of all, again, we have to let Correa walk because we can't be paying a 37-year-old $30 million plus in 10 years. All right, I think a 5-year, what was it, 160 or something? Yeah, 160. 5-year 160, that's more than reasonable. I don't know why fake news reporters like Heyman are talking about this deal as if it's not a good deal. It's a great offer, $32 million a year for 5 years. It works to both schemes, like Jim Crane said. He said he offered a contract that fits to their scheme and hopefully fits into Correa's scheme as well. The truth of the matter is, Correa knows he's not going to be good in the future, right? That's why he wants length. He wants to make sure he's still making the big bucks, 7 years from now, 10 years from now. Because he knows that 7 years from now, he's not going to be good anymore. That happens to every single player. They're going to hit their prime, and then they're going to be bad. Correa knows that. So he's like, you know what? I want to kind of finesse this team, and I want to get paid $30+ million, even when I'm not good anymore. So I don't know why Astro fans or Yankee fans are so open to getting finessed by Correa. I mean, Yankee fans are kind of used to being finessed by Correa, so I get it. But I don't think it's smart at all to, to sign him to a long contract, because everybody knows that him wanting length is just so he gets paid when he's bad. I don't want to pay a guy when he's bad. I don't know about you. It's not my money, actually, but I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want my team paying big money for a player that's not good anymore, and that's what they're going to do if they sign Correa to a long-year contract. To replace Correa, though, I kind of want Corey Seager. It sounds bad. The former Dodger going to the Astros, it's not going to be the best story. But we only have 4 players now from the 2017 team if Correa leaves. So, Correa is gone. Bregman, they might have some beef, maybe. I don't know. Yuli kind of set himself up because if you guys remember, there was that Yu Darvish thing. So Corey probably dislikes Yuli the most out of all of them. But once Yuli picks some throws from Corey Seager, he's going to be totally fine with it. Altuve, if you actually look into, the investigations and stuff, he did not cheat. He was one of those players that actually didn't want to cheat. He got mad whenever the Astros would bang a can for his at-bats. And he would take that pitch no matter what. So, Altuve didn't cheat. Lance McCullers is a pitcher. He benefited from the cheating, but he didn't cheat. So, that's only 2 people. Like, come on, Corey. You know you want to be here. And Corey Seager, his defense, not the best. Not the best. Injury history, not the best, but neither was Correa's. But when you look at Corey Seager's defense, what was it, -6 outs above average this year? That's not good, right? But Carlos Correa in 2016 had -18 outs above average. And then in 2018, he had plus 22 outs above average. And this year, he won himself a Gold Glove. Yuli Gurriel came into America as a third baseman. He just won a Gold Glove for first base, even though, the awards don't really mean anything. He still won a Gold Glove at first base. You can't be bad and win it. So he had to have some kind of talent. He wasn't just like, I don't know, like J.P. Crawford or something. I don't know. So our guys, clearly, the common denominator between Correa and Yuli is our development guys. The guys who are training Correa and training Yuli Gurriel are making them into great defenders. We can fix Corey Seager's outs above average and easily turn it into something positive, hopefully. So if Corey Seager wants to be a complete player, if he wants to get to the best that he can be, that's what the Astros. He could, make some money here too. Definitely not a long year contract, but if I'm pretty sure if we offered Corey Seager 5 years, $160 million, Seager's gonna be an Astro. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Can't say for sure because I haven't talked to him or anything, but I think $32 million a year is definitely enough to buy Corey Seager. The Astros definitely have a chance at him, I think. Seabass said most players are already over it, but you know what? He was the last out in the 2017 World Series, so he might not be over it yet. Hopefully he is. Corey, you want to be part of the bad guys. Come on, Corey, come to H-Town. And that's our replacement guy. I guess Simeon. Simeon was pretty good It was really good last year. It was not so good in 2020. Was really good in 2019, and it was not so good in the years before. But he's definitely got potential, even at age 31. StatCast projects that if he played all his games at Minute Maid Park this year, he would have had 54 home runs. That's insane. So, Simeon definitely would not be. He definitely has leverage, being a Gold Glove winner, MVP finalist, Silver Slugger probably. They're announcing it like really soon. I don't know if he won yet. So he definitely has a lot of leverage. But I think with the age, I don't think most teams are really willing to offer him long a year. Might be 2, 3, up to 5 years for Simeon. I'd say 3 from the Astros. So if you want Simeon, it's got to be at most a 3-year contract for me. But I'd much rather have Corey Seager. Simeon's great. I just much rather have Corey Seager. He's just so good at hitting. And we could turn him into an elite fielder, and he'll be a perfect package for us. I'd love to add more lefties into this lineup. I think once we add Corey Seager, it's gonna be 4 lefties, 5 righties, and then if you take out Maldonado because he could platoon with Jason Castro, it's gonna be 4 lefties, 4 righties, and then a platoon. So that's great. In terms of pitching, James Click said we need relievers. I think we need starting pitchers. Our starting pitchers were absolutely not carrying any part of the weight this postseason. The only great outing that I saw was Framber Valdez. Lance was good too, but he got hurt. So, yeah. Marcus Stroman, he kind of bounced back this season. He was not the Stroman that we saw in Toronto still, but he was good enough. And, Brent Strom, he's not going to be on the staff anymore, but he's recommended some guys who worked under him. So I trust those new guys in our staff to, help out guys like Marcus Stroman be elite. Marcus Stroman's already pretty good, But if we add whatever Strom taught the guys who are going to teach Stroman, he could be an elite pitcher. As long as, they got to focus on Fromber first, because Fromber did not do well after the sticky stuff crackdown. He needs to find a way to bounce back this offseason. We had a lot of expectations for him. He was meeting those expectations, and then the league just said, no more sticky stuff. So, Fromber, I'm going to need you to do that. Stroman, you're already freaking nasty. I remember in spring training seeing that splitter, and Michael Brantley was like, okay, I see you. I see your splitter. I want a guy who can fool Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley is one of the best contact hitters in baseball. I want a guy like Stroman who could just fool Brantley like that. Come on, Stroman. You want to join H-Town, don't you? You want to join H-Town. You want to work under Dusty Baker, don't you? Kevin Gausman, another guy who has the stuff. The spin rate has been consistent, even though the crackdown kind of happened, right? I think it was consistent before the crackdown, so I assume it's consistent after the crackdown, but I can't say for sure. He's another guy who's got stuff and then didn't really work out after the crackdown for some reason, but his spin rate throughout his career up until that crackdown was consistent. So I could see him definitely, with guys like Maldonado, hopefully guys like Maldonado. Maldonado did make some sketchy pitch calling towards the end of the season, but if Maldonado could, work with Gausman, with the staff, I think Gausman could also get back to the elite pitcher he was before the crackdown. We've got a lot of potential guys that aren't hitting their potential. And if they all hit their potential at once, we're going to be scary. If we add Stroman and Gausman, two guys who are also needing to hit their potential but has not yet, or has hit their potential and then dipped down but still have that potential, if we could bring them back to hitting that potential, that's going to be absolutely incredible. And that's going to be a scary staff. But let's talk about guys who have already hit their potential. Kendall Graveman. Kendall Graveman's doing really well. This is 90% because I love Kendall Graveman. But the Astros need to re-sign this dude. Please re-sign this dude. Why is it taking so long to re-sign you, Kendall? Kendall, please stay in Houston. Please. Kendall Graveman was great. He got the win before, we traded for him. And, he did not do as well in Houston as he did in Seattle. But, with a trade like that, it's going to get some getting used to. He lost his confidence at one point. But then when he gained it back, he was shoving, actually. Aside from the Darnold home run, Kendall Graveman was shoving. As long as he finds that command, which I think he will find the command over this offseason, and finds that confidence, he's going to be absolutely amazing like he was in Seattle. So, please sign Kendall Graveman back. He is one of the two elite arms that we have this in the bullpen this year. And I'd love to, keep that number at 2 instead of bringing it back down to 1 when we were struggling really bad with just Ryan Presley. Phil Maton seems to be hitting his potential soon as well. That's going to be fun to see. But let's get crazy here and let's add Raisel Iglesias. Raisel Iglesias is incredible. He had the second lowest skill interactive ERA amongst relievers this year. The only guy he was not as good as was Liam Hendricks. This dude is the second best reliever in all of baseball this year. He's being underlooked so bad. But the question with Iglesias is, how much does he want? If he's a free agent, that means he's declining an $18.4 million contract for 1 year. So, what do you want, Iglesias? Because 18.4 would have made him the highest paid average salary reliever or closer in baseball. Liam Hendricks is only making $18 million. So, I don't know what you want, Raisel, but whatever you want, let's keep it around 10. Let's say 7 to 13 a year, please. And then let's get you for 5 years. Let's do 5 years, $50 million. That sounds like a good idea to me. Let's go Kendall Graveman. I want to see him make the bag this year. Let's also do 5 years, $10 million. 2 identical contracts. That's gonna, we still have a lot of room to spend. That leaves us with around $40 to $50 million left to spend for average salary this offseason. We could still sign guys like Corey Seager. We had like $32 million. That leaves us with $8 million to $18 million to spend on guys like Stroman and Gosman, who we could say $9 million, and then that's it. Like, if we add all these guys up, we got enough money to spend it. And then we want to go overboard and, break the luxury threshold. We could do that as well. We don't have to, but we could do that as well. Let's do all that and let's win a World Series. Let's win a second World Series. Come on, y'all. I think this is all we really need. We're already a very complete team. We just need to replace our shortstop, find some starting pitching, find some relievers to be the best bullpen in baseball. We have Iglesias, Graveman, and Presley in the same bullpen. That's the best bullpen in baseball by far. So that's my moves for this offseason. That's what I want the Astros to do, and I think we could do it. I hope we do it. But also Seager, that's gonna be the hardest chain to link up for this offseason. The rest don't seem too difficult to link up, especially with pitchers. They're not like the most angsty and stuff. But that said, Kevin Gausman did make $18.4 million last year, I think, because he had the qualifying. So I don't know. Maybe we can get one of them. Maybe we could just get Stroman or just Gausman. That's fine. If that's the case, I'd rather us just take Stroman. Let's not get too greedy. Let's say Seager, Stroman, Graveman, Iglesias. That's all we need to do this offseason. And I think we have a very, very, very good chance at going back to the World Series and winning the World Series if we, let Correa walk, sign Seager to 5 years, 160, Stroman, I don't know how old he is. Let's say 3 years. Let's give him 14 each. So I'm not gonna do that math. 42 is it? 42. So 3 years, 42. That's 14. 3 years, 39. We interrupt this program to explain that brain fart. I said 14, but I don't know why in the back of my head I was thinking 13. So I was like, okay, no, it's 39 then, because 3 times 13 is 39. But I said 14, and I did the math for 3 times 14, which is 42. We'll just stick with 14. And then Graveman, 5 years, 50. Iglesias, 5 years, 50. That's all we need to do this offseason. And that's my moves for the offseason. Hopefully that pans out. But if not, it doesn't. I'll see y'all next time.